Okay, right, so I've been riding the bike this morning. Should really go to work, but we'll have a look at the mast from the other day. You've got a two-piece mast that becomes one piece. Bit of a story there, but anyway, fix up your two-piece mast. Make it a one piece goes back to two pieces. Anyway, let's have a look at what we did, because I got a little bit motivated once I got here. So we've got the repair from the other night with the, whatever. Still looking a little bit rough there, but anyway, what I did was took with the sander, the 120 again, had a look at this smaller patch, and you can see where I've sort of sanded considerably, and you can see the carbon fibre there. So I'm just using this piece of plastic to capture the carbon fibre. So once you get the black bits, time to stop. So it was as rough as that, and now it's almost there. You can see the arrows where I had them, so going down there. So use the grip to give it a bit of grip for your carbon fibre. Probably needs to be cleaned a little bit, so we'll go get some terps or metho, one of these. That'll do. And we'll go back to this, open it, childproof. Still got my rag here from the other night. Put some here, drop it on the floor. Right. So we'll clean it up a bit here now. So doing this one-handed. Yeah, seems to be cleaning up quite well. So we're talking about having some bits of carbon fibre protruding previously, so little splinters from hits. It's not there anymore, so it's ready for a carbon fibre layer, just to strengthen it up a bit, because you don't know what's happening inside. And well, I suppose what I'll do, everybody knows how to sand, sanding block, and then motorbike it sort of thing, you know. So I'll do that for this piece now, and we'll see how bumpy it is still, and see how much I can sand it. Now the Araldite packet says 72 hours, super strong, so it's not 72, or around 36. I think it's the right time to sand before it gets too hard. I'll put it on pause for a while, sand it, and I'll come back and show you, and we'll go from there. Actually, before I put it on pause, what I'm actually going to do as well is I've got this old tip I've got here from a broken mast from prior years, and right there, notice the cams have worn through. Now I do have, this is a standard dimension mast, so yeah. So what I might do is experiment with it. I'll take a piece of the carbon fibre that I had. Where are we? I've got two different size rolls. So what I'm going to undertake to do tonight, maybe I should really go to work, is I'm going to cut a piece about where my thumb is, and I'm going to put it in there. And then the remainder, say from that side to that side, what we'll do there is we'll go over it. So we'll complete it, and then we'll try to compress it. I'm trying to get my head around compressing carbon, best ways. Everybody's got different solutions. But then it dawned on me when I was looking at my paddle the other day, right there, that has been shrunk on to something that's similar size to a mast. So I started doing some research. There's a place called J-Car in Australia, electrical component store. Not an electrical components, you know, with transformers, etc. Looked it up. So let's support bricks and mortar first, because, you know, you can just rock up any day, talk to somebody, get your product. So shop local first, and shop in your state, shop in your country, and then go worldwide if you can't find it. So that's how it should work, because they're the ones that employ your kids. So this thing is shrink, 50 mils, as big as I were able to find. It goes into your little mast thing here. Sorry, mate, working one hand. Right, so that will go in, and I thought, well, what can it do? What do you do? Undertaking an experiment. Here's my experiment last night. So 50 mils, that becomes that. There we go. You wouldn't think it, would you? But it does. Just use one of those upside down and it works. I wasn't sure. I also bought some, what's it called? I think it's the same brand. This thing, I haven't used it yet. I haven't looked it up. But this is also shrink tape. Might experiment with that. But right now, that's what you want. You want that to cover it. But will it glue? So I also undertook another experiment here. Can you see it? Yeah. There. That is the Aerodite that I undertook the other day. So I try to reuse things. So I've reused my little plastic again and, you know, whatever. But guess what? It sticks. It sticks in there. You don't want that. But we'll try another experiment. I've got some epoxy. I went to Binks, another bricks and mortar store. That, I think it's Australian made. Might be. I don't know. I can't even read it. And resin hardener. It's pretty easy to work out what it's going to be. 100, 500, 1 to 5, 5 to 1, whatever you want to call it. And it's too small. Anyway, it's there somewhere. To worry. Funny enough, the guy that's at Binks, I don't know if he owns it or something, made that board. He was the shaper of the old wooden board. So, talking about fixing a board, and there he was a shaper. And I've undertaken some fixes there. I don't know if you can see it. Some epoxy. When I was younger, the board, back of the garage, reshaped the back of the board. No worries. Okay, so I will go back to what I said. Sanding, and we'll probably experiment a little bit more with this. So once I make a little bit more epoxy, I'll put it on here as well, see if it sticks. If not, then I'll probably have to go to a different solution where maybe a bit of baking paper and then this to help compress it. I don't know if you're interested. Maybe all right, let's move on. Let's just test. Now I've already shrunk this. I don't know if it's going to shrink. So it's at about, where are we? This thing, here we go. So it started with 50 mils. This thing, when we undertake the experiment, I don't know if you can see it here, 30, not even that, 25. And it's still a little bit floppy here, but when I shrunk it, I probably had it there, which is comparable to the thickness of the one that I'm working on. So this is a standard dimension mast, some old sails, all gaffered up where the monofoam was, doesn't matter, still works. All right, just for the sake of things, what we'll do, I'm going to grab this, we'll use this later, we'll grab, sorry about this, all right, we'll grab this for now, one-handed, pull this out of the box, feet, let it fall, it's all good. I'll move this mask, we'll get back to this in a sec. Just chuck it here, these sails, grab this old mast. This is going to be my experiment mast. Although I might use it, I've still got the maybe 85 carbon, old school, 85. Made them hard back then. Most things were made in the USA. I've got all Neil Pride stuff, so I've got some old school masts and stuff. Anyway, let's see if I can re-shrink. So I'll just grab, I'll plug it in. Here we go. Plug this into the plug. It's not on, no, good. All right, so right now, this is loose above that spot that I wanted it under. I would go even looser, just here. So we can see it next to it. We'll get it going. See if it shrinks at the end. I think it's shrinking. Yeah, I'll concentrate on it. I don't think it needs too much. Does it re-shrink? Yeah. Around there. Maybe if I hit it, I'll concentrate on the actual area. Let's do it. Right. Oh, I do have the other glue on there, so I'm hoping I'm not gluing the arrow tight. Doesn't matter, it's an old mask, so at least you're not experimenting with your items, so I won't spend too much time on it. It's just a test. So technically speaking, that's still hot. Yeah, that's shrunk again. So, yep, it's gonna, gonna compress it. Perfect. I won't wait too long to get her off because I've got that glue on there, and yeah, I really don't want to glue to the mast because it's not going to be fun. All right, so tubing re-shrinks. It just continues to shrink for some reason, and that's going to compress what we want to compress, isn't it? Which is the carbon. So I've got quite a few projects, and I'll keep experimenting. I'm going to get to sanding that finally. I'll try not to move into another subject, and we'll see what the result is. See you soon.